So, I popped into High House Insurance to see if they could quote for my house insurance rather than using the internet. High House got a great deal. So to celebrate, I bought a posh hairdo. It made me look beautiful, gorgeous enough to become a highly paid model. I then won Celebrity Big Brother. I had an affair with an MP. Now I'm promoting a doll of me that says, "Cool blimey, you're well fit."
Happy things happen when you talk face-to-face with High House Insurance. See if we can beat your home insurance quote from the internet. Find us on the High Street Selsey or call 606 552.
Hello and a very warm welcome to Manhood Internet Radio. I'm Tony Weiner, your host for the show. Do you know, I reckon that music finished early. I think the sound engineer is trying to catch me out. Anyway, I'm a professional, so down with the coffee cup and on with the show. Later we will have news of that Selsey favourite, Screen on the Green, and we welcome back the two sparring partners as Keith takes on Theresa with the local doggy news. But first, we go over to our Alison with her report on events in Selsey.
Hello there and welcome once again to our weekly look at what's happening in Selsey. First of all, on Tuesday the 18th of July we have the mobile soft play session for the under 5s at the Selsey Centre. Sue and Tom have more information on that. 604 642. Soft play session starts at 10 and finishes at 11:30. Now in the afternoon on Tuesday, the Selsey Shuttle Tuesday excursion will be happening again. This week they're going to Hedge End, Marks & Spencer's and Sainsbury's. The cost for that is £6 each. They're going to start picking up from 1:15 onwards and should be back by 5. To reserve your place on that trip, 604416 is the number. In the afternoon we have kickboxing for kids at the Selsey Centre between 4:30 and 5:30, and then early evening girls football at the Academy on School Lane from 6 until 7. 7 until 8:30, netball for all at the Academy Sports Hall. On Wednesday the 19th of July, it's the Woodcarvers. They meet at the Scout Hut on School Lane. They're a small, friendly group of woodcarvers meeting each week at the Scout Hut, helping each other with their various carving activities. Do feel free to drop in and have a look at what they're doing or to join in. There's a bit more information on that one at www.selseywoodcarvers.co.uk, and that's all day. In the morning there's a body conditioning class at the Selsey Centre between 9:15 and 10:15, and it's also the morning for the Seal Island Swimming Club. They meet at the Oasis Pool at Bun Leisure between 9:30 and 10:30. Also on Wednesday, the Selsey Model Boat Club meet at the pond on East Beach where they sail radio-controlled boats, and of course new members are always very welcome. Chris is the contact for that one, 601 550. They start at 10 and finish at 12. Back to the Selsey Centre, the Fitter Sitters exercise class takes place between 10:20 and 11:20. And in the afternoon at the Methodist Church, the Crafty Natter Club will have their meeting. You need to contact Lisa for a few more details on that one, 601 032. That starts at 2 and finishes at 4. In the evening, the Selsey Community Choir will be rehearsing at the Methodist Church Hall between 7 and 8:30, and it's also the evening for carpet bowls at Medmory Primary School on School Lane. That's from 7 until 8. Thursday now, the 20th of July, once again the mobile soft play session for the under 5s at the Selsey Centre between 10 and 11:30. And then in the afternoon, the Selsey Bridge Club will have their meeting at the club on Cox's Road. It's a friendly group of mixed ability. Carol has some more information on 602250. They start at 2 and finish at 5. In the early evening, the Selsey Library are inviting you to come along to read, to chat, or just to listen to what's going on. That's between 5:45 and 7:15 in the evening. Also on Thursday, walking football takes place at the Academy. This is for those over 50s who fancy a gentle game of football to keep themselves in shape. So do go along and join them. That's from 6 until 7:30. Also in the evening on Thursday, adult basketball between 7 and 8. That's at the Academy Sports Hall. And it's carpet bowls once again at Medmory Primary School from 7 until 8. Friday the 21st of July, we have the Seal Island Swimming Club again at the Oasis Pool on Bun Leisure between 9:30 and 10:30. And there's also the Steady and Strong class. This is for people who want to improve their strength and balance. Heidi Dunster runs the class. She tries to focus on improving strength, posture, balance and confidence. It's £4 a session, pay as you go. Her number 0782 692 4923, and the class starts at 11:30 and should be finished by 12:30. In the afternoon on Friday, Bridge for Beginners at the Selsey Club on Cox's Road. That's from 2 until 4. And it's also the afternoon for the weekly Darby and Joan Club. They meet at St Peter's Church Hall for a game of bingo, some raffles, a cup of tea and a chat. Sometimes they go out, so you also need to contact them. Jill Evenden, 604 187. There is transport to the Darby and Joan by the Selsey Venture Club if you're a member, and they're also affiliated to the RVS, starting at 2 and finishing at 4. Then in the early evening, the Selsey Specials Friday football takes place at the Academy School Lane between 6 and 9. On Saturday, the 22nd of July, we have an all-day beach fishing competition being run by the RNLI. Don't have any more details about that, but I'm sure if you go down to the news station, they'd be more than happy to help you. Also on Saturday, the Selsey Striders. This is suitable for all. They meet at the Hillfield Road car park from 8:30 until 9:30. Here's an interesting event from the RSPB, not linked with birds, but with butterflies. This is called Butterflies for Beginners. This is a workshop looking at the ecology and how to identify different species and sexes before spending time on the reserve putting these skills into practice. For RSPB members, the cost is £9, or for non-members, £12 each. You can book that on 641508, starts at 10 and finishes at 4. On Sunday the 23rd of July, the Selsey Power Rangers meet at Hillfield Road car park at 9 in the morning until 10. It's also the morning for carpet bowls at Medmenbury Primary School between 9:30 and 10:30. Don't forget the Selsey Model Boat Club also meet on a Sunday at the pond on East Beach, where they sail radio-controlled boats. New members are always welcome to go along. You need to contact Chris on 801 550. That starts at 10 and finishes at 12. Also in the afternoon, carpet bowls once again at Medmenbury Primary School between 3 and 4. Start of the week, Monday the 24th, we've got Dance and Tone, followed by Pilates at the Selsey Centre on Manor Road. That's from 9:30 until 10:30. There's also going to be the National Blood Donor Bank arriving between 2 and 4:30, also between 5:30 and 7:45. You need to book an appointment either online, www.blood.co.uk, or you can download the app NHS Give Blood. So that's between 2 and 8 at the Selsey Centre. There's also beginners Tai Chi at the Selsey Centre between 3:30 and 4:30. This is to promote emotional and physical health, but in a gentle way. You need to contact Tracy to book that one, www.lifeandbalance.org.uk. And be warned, this is the very last class of this session. Selsey Basketball on Monday between 5 and 7. From 5 o'clock it's for ages 7 to 11, and from 6 o'clock onwards ages 12 plus. And that's held at the Academy Sports Hall. Don't forget the Selsey Striders on Monday, 6:30 until 7:30 at Hillfield Road car park. Now this session is for all those who can run 3 miles. On Tuesday the 25th, once again, Mobile Soft Play starts at the Selsey Centre between 10 and 11:30. If you're interested in that for your under 5-year-olds, you need to contact Sue or Tom on 604 642. Once again, the Selsey Shuttle will be running a Tuesday excursion. This time it's to Keydale Nurseries. They're picking up from 1:15 onwards, £5 for ticket for that one. The number to ring 604416. Also on Tuesday, kickboxing for kids at the Selsey Centre on Manor Road between 4:30 and 5:30. And then girls' football at the Academy School Lane between 6 and 9. Netball for all at the Academy Sports Hall between 9 and 8:30. So plenty of regular activities there. Hope you enjoy doing some of those. Bye for now.
Thank you, Alison. Now then, we had no quiz last week, so your muscles should be relaxed and ready for our killer quiz as we welcome back Kevin.
Hello, it's Kevin the Quiz. This week's quiz questions, 5 general knowledge questions. But what connects the 5 answers? Question number 1, TV question. What surname connects the actors John Nettles and Neil Dudgeon in Midsummer Murders? They played cousins. What was their surname? Question number 2. Which dance do you associate with Chubby Checker in the 1960s? Question number 3. You might need to look this one up. Which French artist who painted in the neoclassicist style lived during the French Revolution and painted the Oath of the Horatii? If you know that, then you should be on Mastermind. Question number 4. What was the name of the last Tsar of Russia who was assassinated in 1918? And number 5, sport question. Which English rugby league star had the nickname Chariots? Who is he? So 5 questions, 5 answers. What connects the 5 answers? Good luck.
And good luck from me as well. Answers next week. Screen on the Green has become an annual firm favourite event in Selsey, and we go over to Keith, who is talking to the organisers about the 2017 show.
Joining me now, I've got Sam Tate and Neil Kimber, and I'm sure you'll know both of those people, and they're going to be telling us a little bit about an upcoming event which seems to be very, very popular every year, and I'm talking about Screen on the Green. Good morning, folks.
Good morning.
Now, Screen on the Green this year, what can we look forward to?
Well, it's going to be another cracking event, bigger and better, we hope.
We hope for good weather this year. It's going to be dry this year, we promise.
We had an absolutely awful year last year with rain and wind, where we couldn't get the screen up to full height for most of the performances. But we got a bigger, stronger and better screen this year.
We've got a new and improved screen, upgraded screen. It's going to be awesome. More food, salads, better bar, still got the hospitality marquee, bit of entertainment going on around it. It's just going to be epic.
We've got a lot of plans. There's several films showing, starting on the Friday evening, which we're covering in a little while. But we've got great news that we've actually added a further film for the Saturday afternoon for the children.
We have, so an extra screening at 4 o'clock on Saturday. So
and what is
very
it?
exciting. It's going to be the Goonies. Hurrah!
Oh, we've got the licence for the Goonies. So it's going to be a good family day from around about midday.
Yep.
When we open the doors on the Saturday. But on the Friday we'll be opening the doors
about 5 o'clock. Friday night is ladies' night.
Ladies' night, we're hoping to have a 50s, 60s singer come along to start the evening off, and then we're going to do a showing of Dirty Dancing at 7:30? 7 o'clock.
7 o'clock.
Get that one wrong.
Bring your watermelons.
Yes. So Dirty Dancing at 7 o'clock. And then we got a quick turnaround with the hospitality tent for the evening, ready for our late night performance,
which is going to be the full Monty. And we're not promising anything yet, but there could be a live extra.
Yeah, well done, Keith, for being our live extra for doing the full Monty.
Yes,
we're still buttoning it down, but we're hoping for a live performance.
I look forward to that. I had to watch a full Monty the other night, actually. The real full Monty, where the stars did it on TV.
Yeah.
My wife watched it with my daughter-in-law, and then they said, "Oh, you got to come and watch it again." So I had to sit through it.
It's just classic. It's a classic film, and it's great fun. And we're just charging £10. We've got we're running out of tickets really.
We are selling fast. It's all up online on the ticket source, but yeah, there's only 80 seats available for the show, so book fast.
Yeah, 80 seats for the late night performance, which includes for your £10 you get your first drink of your choice free.
Absolutely.
So that's a good start to the weekend.
It certainly is. And the Full Monty, of course, has been performed for a number of years at the end of the Piers show to great effect. And some rather unusual comments, but we won't go into that.
So then we hit off on Saturday. Saturday's going to be a long day for us all. We're going to have the bars and everything open between 11:30 and 12 o'clock. And then we've got an afternoon of events.
It is. It's Pirate Day on Saturday, so we're hoping people are going to dress up. There'll be prizes for the best pirates. And we've got, starting off at 2 o'clock, first film is the Aardman animation and the Pirates, which is just brilliant. Hugh Grant does the voice of the pirate captain. Probably his best role ever. Then 4 o'clock, clearly we've got the Goonies, our new addition to the schedule. And then the big film for 7 o'clock in the evening is the first and best Pirates of the Caribbean. Everyone loves that. And then for...
an extra special prize, of course, for anybody that turns up on the beach in a ship.
Absolutely. You know, clearly we're still hoping that Johnny Depp can make it, but he may be busy.
Well, I didn't ask him, but...
I don't know, he's around. I mean, he was over for Glastonbury. Maybe he'll hang about.
He could do. So then after that, we got the After Dark.
Yeah, late night screening. Clearly, Pirate Day, we were like, what can we make work? Late night pirates. So clearly there was only one way to go, and that's Mad Max.
So we got Mad Max there. We're also offering on the main events. We're offering corporate entertainment in the tent, which is a really good.
Absolutely great way to take your staff out, treat them to a night out, treat your clients to a night out. Fully catered marquee, £25 a head, and that includes half a bottle of wine per person.
Can't be sniffed out of that one. However, we should add that Saturday evening is fully booked. So we've got 80 tables there ready for Friday night. 80 people, not 80 tables.
Not 80 tables.
Can't fit that lot in.
I'm sure we could shoehorn them in somehow if we could sell them.
It is a totally free event apart from the late night events in the marquee. It's totally free. All the traders, or most of the traders, are known to us, and we've included quite a lot of local traders there, providing various foods, Thai food, burgers, coffees, teas,
pizzas, jacket potatoes. Good mix
of food there. So if you can't bring your blanket down and your picnic, then there's plenty of food there. Anything that's bought on site obviously helps and goes towards Screen on the Green 2018.
Absolutely.
And of course, anybody that's attended, I know last year we suffered from the weather a bit, but anybody that's attended it would know the value of going down and watching Screen on the Green, because it's absolutely fantastic.
We have weather precautions. We have the High House ponchos.
We have ponchos for the audience this year.
So there's about 3,000 of those, and we should get through those.
No, we won't need them.
No, we won't.
We won't need
them. So this year we hope it to be condensing it to 2 days. Will be a great opportunity for everyone to come down.
Absolutely.
And we've ordered the weather as well.
We have.
We've done that one.
And clearly Lifeboat Week events are taking place over that weekend as well, so there'll be the fun fair down on Lifeboat Green and things, so there'll be plenty for people to do down at that end of town weekend. It's going to be brilliant.
Well, I'm sure we all wish you well with it, and I'm sure it'll go down a storm. And I don't mean that literally.
No, let's
not. But I'm sure everybody will be looking forward to it, and it will be really busy. And then, of course, if it is, we can get it back next year.
Yeah,
and thanks to Sam and to you, Neil, for coming in and sparing a few minutes for us and filling us in on what's going on.
Lovely. Thanks, Keith.
Thanks very much.
Thank you. That sounds as if it'll be another great event this year. Time now to find out what is happening in Bracklesham and the Witterings, so let's go over to Alison.
Welcome once again to our weekly look at what's happening in the Witterings and at Bracklesham. On Tuesday, we start off with the Rookwood Lawn Tennis Club group coaching sessions. 2 of those, 10 till 11 and 11 till 12, £4 an hour for each of those, and that's held at West Wittering Sports Field. At Bracklesham Barn between 10 and 11:30, the Little Explorers are meeting to play and learn together. And then there are also 2 sessions of yoga with Elaine, one from 9:30 till 10:30 and the second one 10:45 until 11:45, both those at Bracklesham Barn. In the afternoon at the barn, there's Steady and Strong Strength and Balance, that's between 2:30 and 3:30. And then in the evening, the Beginner Ukulele Club between 6:30 and 8:30. Don't forget the Community Pop Choir rehearse at West Wittering Memorial Hall between 7 and 9. And back at Bracklesham Barn, the Badminton Club meets between 7:30 and 9:30. Free pool at Pond Barn on Tuesday, so that might also be of interest. On a Wednesday, we've got table tennis for adults at Bracklesham Barn between 10 and 12. This is a drop-in and play session. There's also CBT motorcycle training at Bracklesham Barn between 9 and 11, but that is on a pre-booked basis. We've also got belly dancing with Step Inside at Bracklesham Barn between 1 and 2, and Zumba with Louise at the barn between 6:30 and 7:30. There's also surf conditioning. Don't have any more information about that, so you probably need to contact the barn themselves and they'll be able to help you a little bit more on surf conditioning. A couple of specials this Wednesday. Heart Space between 1:30 and 3:30 down at Bracklesham Barn. And then in the evening, line dancing at the Royal British Legion between 7 and 9, and all will be very welcome to that one. Thursday, we've got the Busy Bugs Toddler Gym at Bracklesham Barn between 9:30 and 12. And then over at the Witterings Medical Centre, it's the morning for Stitch and Yarn between 10:30 and 12:30. And don't forget at East Wittering Library, there's Knit and Natter between 11 and 12:30. Also on Thursday, the Witterings Art Group meet at the West Wittering Memorial Hall between 10 and 12. And then in the afternoon, there's a Keep Fit exercise class at East Wittering Village Hall. That starts at 2 and finishes at 3. West Wittering Short Mat Bowls have their sessions on a Thursday. 2 sessions there, one between 10 and 12, the other in the afternoon, 2 until 4. That's held at West Wittering Memorial Hall. Chris has some more details on that one. 07788 111 325. And in the evening, Mixed Ability Pilates takes place at East Wittering Village Hall between 6 and 7. Also on Thursday, there's the private ballroom and Latin class starting at 7 o'clock at East Wittering Village Hall. You need to book for that session, www.strictlydancinguk.co.uk. Then in the early evening, the Junior Youth Club meets at the Youth Centre between 5 and 6:30. That's for ages 8 to 12. Followed at 6:30 till 8:30 by the seniors. That's 12 to 17 years old. And it's bingo at the British Legion at 7:30 on a Thursday. Now on Fridays, as usual, Pilates meets at Bracklesham Barn between 9:30 and 10:30. And in the afternoon, there's short mat bowls at the barn between 2 and 4. At East Wittering Village Hall on a Friday afternoon between 2 and 5, it's Coastliners line dancing. Also in the afternoon, we have Rookwood Lawn Tennis Club group coaching, this time for beginners between 2 and 2:45. That's held at West Wittering Sports Field. And in the early evening, the UK Film Academy meets at Bracklesham Barn between 5 and 9. Jukebox night at Pond Barn on a Friday from 7 until midnight, and there's also the private ballroom and Latin class starting at 7 o'clock at East Wittering Village Hall. You need to book for that one, www.strictlydancinguk.co.uk. As usual on a Sunday, the Windrush Church has their meeting at Bracklesham Barn starting at 10:30 in the morning, and in the evening there's a quiz night at Pond Barn. That one starts at 8. Mondays we have low impact aerobics at Bracklesham Barn between 9:15 and 10:15. And also at the barn, the Little Ducklings Mother and Toddler Group have their session from 9:30 until 11:30. It's also the morning for short mat bowls at Bracklesham Barn between 10:30 and 1. And then in the evening, Louise does her Zumba class between 6:30 and 7:30. Once again, line dancing at East Wittering Village Hall between 7 and 10. And also in the evening, Elaine runs a yoga class between 7 and 8:30. Verity also runs her class at Bracklesham Barn. That's ARO Ladies Beginner Kickboxing. Her class is from 7:30 until 8:30. Back to Tuesday now. Rookwood Lawn Tennis Club have their group coaching sessions at West Wittering Sports Field. 2 sessions there, 10 till 11 and 11 until 12. The cost for both of those is £4 per person per hour. At Bracklesham Barn on a Tuesday, Little Explorers play and learn together. They meet from 10 until 11:30. And Elaine runs 2 yoga sessions on a Tuesday at Bracklesham Barn, one between 9:30 and 10:30, and a short break there, 10:45 until 11:45. In the afternoon, there's the Steady and Strong Strength and Balance class, that's between 2:30 and 3:30, and then early evening, the Beginner Ukulele Club meets from 6:30 until 8:30. Over at West Wittering Memorial Hall on a Tuesday, the Community Pop Choir have their rehearsal from 7 until 9. And then back at Bracklesham Barn, the Badminton Club meets. That's between 7:30 and 9:30 in the evening. And don't forget, there's free pool at Pond Barn every Tuesday. So plenty to keep yourselves active with there. Hope you enjoy some of those activities. Speak to you again next week. Bye for now.
Thank you, Alison. It's always amusing and informative when Keith interviews Theresa White, so let's find out more doggy tips and if Keith gets bitten.
Right, with me now I have an old enemy, and she's brought a couple of reminders with her. The lady I refer to as Doggy Doreen, but probably better known to most people as Theresa White. Good morning, Theresa.
Morning, Keith.
Now, what are you going to tell us about these beasts that you've got with us today?
Well, I can tell you what I'm really going to talk about is not them so much as about the 5th most thing I get asked about, which is dogs pulling on a lead. Studies have now been done that it can cause a lot of problems in dogs, not just where you would think, which is in their spine and their muscles, but also it causes glaucoma, optic problems and retina problems, where they pull and pull and pull, and it bursts blood vessels. And I see dogs out all the time, and the number of times I've stopped my car and got out of the car and had a few words in the owner's ear.
You must be popular locally.
Oh, I am. Everybody runs when they see me. Because even if a dog only pulls for 1 minute, it has a 90% more chance of, I think you pronounce it skeletal, and muscle and ligament problems. So you know this is a real big problem, because this affects a dog for the rest of its life from when it's a puppy. Because when you take them out first, when they're tiny little puppies, usually you let the dog lead the walk, because you're only taking them out for sort of 3 or 5 minutes. They're supposed to walk for 5 minutes for every month of their life. So usually by the time they've had all their injections and they're going out, you're talking 10 minutes at the most for a walk.
So if you've got a dog that's 17, you'll be out for weeks.
Ha ha ha. Yes, very funny, Keith. No. Up until it depends on the breed. Obviously you wouldn't run a Chihuahua like you'd run a Husky. So Huskies can go for hours. A Chihuahua, you could take a fully grown Chihuahua out for an hour. So that's half hour out, half hour back. But people are a bit ridiculous with their dogs. I used to have a lady, and she had a puppy cockapoo, tiny little black thing, beautiful little dog, and she gave it very early. They call it puppy rheumatism, because she had her injected, and at 12 weeks old she took her out for a jog for about 10 miles, and of course it was far too much for the dog. And the little dog doesn't know, because people say, oh, the dog will give up when it's had enough. No, it won't. You're supposed to be the adult in charge, and actually a human being, so you're supposed to know better. The dogs don't know. They will follow you to the ends of the earth. Collies will play with a ball until their teeth bleed. You've got to be the one in charge that puts an end to it. So you've got to be sensible. You take your puppies out. Don't take them out for too long. I don't care what breed it is. Tiny little Chihuahua or a damn great Alsatian, it's still a puppy. So the breeds that are most predisposed to these problems are Dobermans and Alsatians. The more heavy muscular dogs are less inclined, unless the damage is done as a puppy, of course, because then the muscles haven't built up enough to protect the spine. There are 7 vertebrae in the neck, which carries the spinal cord through the middle of it, and the spinal cord, as we all know, sends the messages to the rest of the body. So if you damage that, you're damaging everything. You know, you can damage, especially as they get slightly older, you'll find their back legs don't work so well, or they can't carry their heads properly, or they're always constantly yelping if they jump down off things, and this can all be caused by pulling on a lead. There are also discs in just like there are in human beings. There are the discs which act as the buffer in between the vertebrae. These can also be damaged, exactly the same as a human being. And anyone who's had back problems will know the pain that causes.
How do you stop a dog pulling on a lead? Is it not a
training?
natural?
It's just training. No, of course it isn't natural. It's training.
Well, if it's not natural, why do they do it, stupid animals?
Well, yeah, because they're stupid animals. Yeah, fair enough. They're untrained animals, that's the problem, and they don't know. So they think, oh, God, we're going somewhere, out the door. And you've got to stop that. The training begins at home before you even put the lead on. If you pick the lead up and they're going to a frenzy, like most spaniels I know will, Springer Spaniels are the worst, put the lead down again. They've got to learn that you clip that lead on, or sometimes you get to the point where you get so impatient when you're training them. Unfortunately, a human thing is to be very impatient. What I normally do is, if I've got a dog that's frantic, I'll clip its lead on and then I'll go and make a cup of tea, so that it's calm by the time I want to pick the lead up and start walking towards the door.
Yeah, that makes sense. I can understand that.
If it starts playing up again, I drop the lead and I walk away. And they very soon get to know that they're actually not getting anywhere until they're calm. Then you have to work on opening the door. So you have to build it up in steps. And yes, it does take a lot of patience. That's why people employ me, because they haven't got that patience. And I funnily enough, I met a bloke the other day in the supermarket that I haven't seen for years. He had staffies all his life, and he had this beautiful copper-coloured staffy that I absolutely adored. But he was a nightmare to walk. And I bet him £100 that I could get that dog to walk next to me, looking up at me, walk round the block, not a problem. And jokingly he said, yeah, okay, fine, I'll bet you £100. When I actually completed it after 20 minutes, he had to admit he didn't have £100.
Oh, what?
So he felt so sorry for what he'd said. He came round with a big pile of leads and collars that he didn't want any more, to make up for the fact that he couldn't pay me. But he said to me, he still remembers that, and he said to me in the supermarket, you're the only person that's ever walked that dog and got them to walk next to him. And he said, I don't know how you did it. And I said, it was all in the homework before we left the house.
Yes, I mean, training's okay, but it's got to be done properly.
Yeah, it has.
You've got to know how to teach the dog. You know,
yes.
Just shouting at it won't do it.
No. And the owners have got to learn from you. I have a lot of difficulty with men, believe it or not,
I
Keith,
don't believe that for one moment.
Who do not like to be told by a woman how to do things.
Oh, no, I won't have that.
Oh, I'm sorry, it's true. There's only one woman I've ever had a problem with. Funnily enough, that was a staffy as well. But mainly it's men. They don't like being told by a woman, or it can be that they've had trainers out who have charged them an awful lot of money. I will charge £25 for about an hour and a half session. Usually goes into 2 hours time I've finished rabbiting on. But
no,
you find that hard
don't
to
believe that,
don't
do I?
you? Yeah. But these people, they'll sit there for 3 hours, lay on the floor with the dog, not really do anything, charge them 150 quid and say, I'll come back next week. Well, that's not on. You've got to actually produce something for the owner to work with, leave them some homework. Even if you do have to go back for a second session, I always say, certainly with a problem like pulling on the lead, 2 sessions is enough. And if you do your homework properly, and I always know if an owner has or not, then the dog will not pull anymore on the lead. And of course, use the aids that they sell nowadays. Years ago, all you had was collar and lead. Nowadays, they do non-pull harnesses, non-pull collars and harnesses. They do halties, they do gentle leaders, canny collars, they do all sorts. You've got to find the right one that suits your dog. And I just think, people are silly to put up with the dog pulling. It's not nice. You should be able to walk a dog like you carry a handbag, or in your case, perhaps a man bag.
I think not.
So please, people, give me a ring, come round, talk to me.
Well, there you go. This lady will fix your dog. And probably train you and your husband or whatever's required to get that dog done. And of course, as Theresa said, it's not good for your dog, pulling on a lead. So, if you've got a dog, and I saw one the other day, nearly pulled a woman into the road.
Yeah.
Big dog,
Yeah.
big, strong animal.
Yeah.
It decided it wanted to go.
Yeah.
And she was very lucky she didn't get run over.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah,
so
you
that,
get that as
sort
well.
of needs to be
definitely.
stopped.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for coming in and having a chat to us, Theresa. It's always a pleasure, you know
Anytime.
that. I do like to have a bit of fun with you. And but you're always welcome to come in, and I'm sure we'll see you again in the not too distant future.
Thank you, Keith.
When we can get some more training tips on how to train your mutt. Thanks very much, Theresa. Bye-bye.
Interesting interview again, and now we go over to Andy Stevens for his thought for the day.
Hello. Last time I spoke about offence, and the title of this one is Defence. Last time we could see that if we were offended by someone, we landed up in a prison, with forgiveness our only way out. This time we are looking at the situations when, because of some trauma, we put up a wall of defence. We do this to protect ourselves from getting hurt or getting hurt again. A few examples of putting up a defence is this. The first one is denial. Some people will not acknowledge the loss of a loved one. They will not admit they have died, and it would be too painful for them, too hard to bear. They are defending themselves from being hurt. Another example would be when a woman falls in love with a man and things are going well. Then the man decides to end the relationship. The woman is devastated. She is very hurt and maybe inconsolable for a time. She then may say, I will not want to get hurt like that again. So this puts up a wall of defence in her heart, so she will not hurt again. The problem with this is that it stops her loving fully again, as this is where the pain is. So her heart and emotions have a wall up in this area. It can even extend to another area and have a large placard on it saying, all men are like this, I don't trust them, don't allow myself to love them, they will only break my heart. It is very sad when we do this, as it stops us loving the way God wants us to love. Also, God our Father and Jesus Christ his Son are male figures, and this can block us from love and accepting the love of God. The Bible talks about intimacy with God and with others. This intimacy is the seeing into our hearts. God wants all of our heart. He wants to see into my heart. Into me see. We need to be open-hearted with many close relationships. We need to be open and vulnerable to one another. If we have walls in our hearts from one thing or another, we are holding back on God and each other. As I said last time, Jesus came to set the captives free and bind up the broken-hearted. Let him into your heart to start his work of intimacy in you today. Allow him to break these walls down, give him the pain, and forgive those that have hurt you. Life is full of choices. Choose life and all its fullness.
Thank you, Andy. Another thought-provoking item. And with that, it's me done for another week. So it just remains for me to thank all our contributors, including Local Life magazine, our sound editor, John Mullett, our presenters, Alison, Kevin and Keith. Not forgetting, of course, our producer, John Fletcher. So it's goodbye from me, Tony Weiner. Until next time, bye.